The soca fans in Toronto play such a substantial role in the entire picture.
Would you say we're the best?
I would say so. I mean, definitely.
Whoa, that's
outside.
a big statement. Yeah, say it with your
no.
full chest. Every country believes, that their people whine the best.
Who invented the word whine?
You tell me.
Oh, Trinidad and Tobago. I was really frustrated so much that I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to do this again.
You wanted to quit music?
I wanted to quit.
Why do Trinidad people like to cuss so much?
Because that's part of the sauce. Our mouth is our weapon, for sure, for sure. And
I feel that weapon every single week. Kes on the BG show. Thanks so much for joining me for this Hennessy Conversation.
Yeah, good to be here. Yeah, sun actually shining today, man.
I guess you brought it. We need it. It's been cold in this city.
Yeah, we need it. We always need a little sunshine, man.
Yeah. Well, you love Toronto, don't you?
Yes, I do. It holds a very special place, in my heart, memories. First city we toured in outside of the island.
Were we the first for you?
City, for sure.
So we took your virginity.
Well, so to speak. Definitely.
What is it about Toronto outside of us being the first for you to experience, I guess, that international exposure? What is it about the city that makes it so special for you?
It's the diversity, It was definitely the food and the different cultures that sort of meet in one place.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Trinidad, but it's just, of course, on a different scale. And I enjoyed eating everywhere. I still do that. I still just hit spots and enjoy eating here. And just the general vibe of the people. There's a love for music here in general. And soca music is no exception. The reality is that the soca fans in Toronto play such a substantial role in the entire picture. They really, really push it and believe it with their heart and support it. So it's always love to represent for the entire diaspora in Toronto because it's unique. The love is unique here.
Would you say we're the best?
I would say so. I mean, definitely.
Whoa, that's
outside.
a big statement. Yeah, say it with your full chest.
No. I had to because Toronto has always been unique in the fact that, especially around Carnival time, I feel like, you feel the culture permeating between in every sphere, in every space. Usually other cities, it's sort of like they keep us in an area, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like, Toronto embraces it in a different way, It's really unique.
Like it's almost like it's part of the DNA.
Exactly.
Got it.
Of the city and, is that, of course, people are either running away from it or running towards it, but it's still such a part of the city. You can't ignore it,
I feel like we have to celebrate with that, which means I'm going to just open up some Hennessy because
all right, do your thing.
I think that's the perfect, no, don't you think? I used to be a heavy pourer, but I've learned to tone it down.
Yeah.
Kes, cheers to you.
Cheers, brother. Goodness.
I want to be honest with you. I've never been to Trinidad.
Right.
So what was it like for you growing up there?
It was, island life is amazing, especially growing up when we grew up in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a lot more. It's a lot more worlds. It's closer together. The worlds are closer together in a sense of we would listen to, of course, calypso and soca and all of that. But we loved rock music and we loved that little rock scene as well. So it's just a lot of it's a mix of different cultures in a small space.
Yeah.
So you're gonna learn different things, So I'm really happy that I grew up on the island, on an island, and then I could see the world after the fact,
But why do Trinidad people like to cuss so much?
Because that's part of the sauce. That's the sauce. Our mouth is our weapon, for sure. And
I feel that weapon every single week.
Yeah.
But I know it's from
it's
love.
sweet though.
Yeah,
and it's sweet, you know. I mean, we have a way with words, and I think that's too this where calypso comes from. The fact that we could take the English language and make it either funny or whatever, just twist it in a way that is fun and in a different way, So even if you're gonna get cussed, it's gonna be sweet too.
Do you get cussed out often?
Yeah, I try not to get cussed, because when it hits,
Yeah.
Definitely, but no, not often, There's a lot of good vibes.
Which part of Trinidad are you from?
I grew up in South Trinidad.
Okay.
San Fernando. It's kind of like, the equivalent of growing up in the South in the States,
Okay. So it's like more rural, would you say?
More rural, and, the politicians come from there. And
so it's big time.
It's kind of big and roots and big time. So, there was, growing up in the 80s in Trinidad was crazy because it was like, you know, the oil boom and all of that, but yet it's South, it's still bush and it's still country life, same way, you know. So a lot of worlds came together growing up in South Trinidad.
And you were listening to a lot of music growing up.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, the fact is, you know, you'd look to what was on TV as amazing, and you know, like, so
what were you watching?
You'd see, I mean, yeah, all sorts of things, you know. But we had like one station in Trinidad in the 80s, right?
What was it called?
It was TTT, Trinidad and Tobago Television, right? Whatever we put on that, you need to look at it.
TTT.
But we had amazing. It was amazing in the fact that we had, of course, local programming.
Yeah.
But we had American programming. We had some Canadian. We had Japanese. We had a few. They just made a whole. You know, the programming was like not just one thing. So.
But the television was like your first kind of like experience in getting to feel like what Canada was like. Would you say?
Maybe so. I mean, I think what programs used to play in Trinidad was from Canada. Circle Square.
Circle Square Ranch?
Circle Square used to play Danger Bay.
Do you remember Mercy Ian from Circle Square?
Yes.
Yes.
No, Circle Square.
You know she's
was
Trini
like,
too, eh?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
What?
Yeah, she was a big broadcaster here in Canada.
Oh, wow.
She went into government. She was a big minister too
That
for
is
quite some time.
amazing.
She just stepped back now.
That's a good little. I gotta tell you, everybody.
Yeah.
That was the one thing about growing up, is that everybody knew the same TV show. You know?
Yeah.
It's quite different now. Of course, everybody can look at it what they want to, but you know, so it was simple. So it was a simpler life. You dreamed big.
Yeah.
You know, so for us growing up, you know, we wanted to be a little band and wanted to see the world, and you know, all of those dreams were real. And I think that it really all stems from that. It all stems from what you put up here and how you fulfill that in life. You know, so. It's always good to look back and see where we come from and see where we're going and what we're doing, and it's beautiful. I just give thanks, you know.
Have you always had a love for music?
Yes, I think it was always a part of us, you know. Like my mom sings classical, my dad was always involved in culture. He's an accountant, but if he could have sung calypso, he would have be whining on a stage somewhere, you know.
Yeah. You guys like to whine.
Yeah, but he was very creative, and you know. So we were always around music. Yeah. So growing up, it was always a part of. It was a common denominator, you know, in life. So no surprise then, you know, that we ended up doing it.
Yeah. I mean, your big track that like really got that international acclaim was Wotless. It's one of the first ones.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I'd say Wotless was definitely the one that broke the ice, especially in my own market. Like the soca, like the ground didn't know or maybe accept our vibe of soca yet, and then Wotless really just kind of gave us, you know, some foot in, you know.
What was that moment like for you?
It came like a Tiffany night, you know, in a sense of.
What do you mean by that?
We were fighting for years, and I honestly, yeah, I mean, in a sense of just trying to be recognized, you know, as every young group coming up, you know. And then I was really frustrated, so much that I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna do this again.
You wanted to quit music?
I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit soca.
Wow. Because it was so difficult to find.
Yeah, just to try and get through and get you know, just get up in the space. And then a friend of mine called, and actually this is a real cool story.
Yeah.
Kerwin Dubois, who's another artist, a prolific songwriter, lives in Toronto.
Yeah.
He called and he was like, "Yo, let's work." And I was like, "Yeah, like, you going? I don't really care, but let's go." And with that session, I remember, came to Toronto. He was staying in White somewhere, I'm not sure. And I was taking the bus to him every day, walking in the cold.
What?
And Wotless was one of those songs that was recorded here in Toronto, and that ended up being the song to really open the doors for me. So the moment I wanted to give up is actually the moment that really kind of gave me back hope in a different way that I never thought, you know. So Wotless was very significant for, you know, just what it was. And then Toronto too, you know, Canada plays that role.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, we all hate the cold, but the cold brought us Wotless.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes the hardest moments is what brings the best art.
Yeah.
That's how it works, I guess.
Do you remember the first time you heard the song play on radio? Because back then, that radio was everything.
Yes, definitely. Radio play. Definitely. Like, I always remember just hearing it playing back, and they're wheeling it again, and they're playing it again. And, You know, it's just kind of like, wow. It's like, they played this song, or Wotless?
Yeah.
What about my other stuff? I was confused, but I was also grateful. And I was, you know, and it really picked up.
So you weren't expecting Wotless to be as big as it was?
No, I was not. I really was not. I think I didn't want to believe it because I didn't want to be heartbroken again.
What do you mean?
No, because leading up to that point, I was just like, you know, I was losing my fire in a way, you know?
Yeah.
And then, when it happened, I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Just when you think, you know?
And did that keep the fire going for you?
Oh, definitely. It just opened up a whole new world. I mean, Soca is our teacher because the touring is extensive. When you have to create, it's a lot. You know, a lot of people are accustomed to doing albums for 2 years. Like in 2 years, 2-3 years, do an album. You can't do that in Soca. Every 9 months, you have to have like a hit that could change someone's life, you know?
And how do you stay on top of all of that?
You have to. You just do. And then you build that muscle of what that is. And I'm grateful for that. So like after Wotless, we had to keep a decade plus of having hits and having
non-stop
being present. You
well,
know,
I mean, we talk about your hits, like 3 of your biggest hits. Because I mean, you have hit after hit after hit, but just 3 of the biggest ones: Wotless, Savannah Grass, Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, these are like as soon as summertime hits, these tracks are on repeat non-stop.
Thanks. Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? You can't be outside without hearing one of these tracks.
Exactly.
You're like Mr. Summer.
Exactly. Endless summer, man. You know? No, for real. I mean, I give thanks for that because, you know, not every time you get a few of those in a lifetime then, you know what I mean? So these songs are classics now, and that's a dream to actually make songs that could, you know, stand the test of time and hopefully just live on forever, you know?
Out of the 3 though, between Wotless, Savannah Grass, and Hello, which is your favorite?
Come now, man. You guys like asking which child you love the most, and
but I have to ask you of the interview.
No, I honestly, all of them are significant moments.
I know, but there has to be one.
Man, there's
Come
no one.
on.
No,
Take another sip. You're not telling me all the truth.
No, it's true. All of those moments were so significant. As I told you about Wotless, what happened there. Hello was another situation in life.
What was the situation?
You know, that was actually around like the time when I was divorced. I had a divorce, you know, and that was a rough time. But same time, Hello comes and Savannah Grass was for my dad. My dad's he passed away in 2019, New Year's Day, and while he was, and that song is significant because he's the one who taught me about the Savannah Grass and the cultural significance of it. And I was writing this song, and I sit with him sometimes when I'm doing stuff on topics that I think that he can contribute. And we were talking all until he passed away, and then we released the song. So the song is his own. So I could never say I love Wotless more than Hello, more than Savannah. You know, so it's hard to say that. So now you want to,
for that. I mean, that's beautiful.
So, you know, it's all moments in life. It's all moments. So each song represents that, you know.
Yeah. Well, hearing the backstory, I mean, like I said, when we're hearing the songs, typically, you know, we're
party. But that's life, eh? Isn't life funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But knowing the backstory of how those songs came to life.
Yeah. You know, and again, it was written sometime, Khalil Gibran. He say, the more that pain carve into your being is the more love you could contain. You know? So sometimes pain will make it dig deeper. And so when you celebrate from a deeper place. You know what I mean? So these songs, I feel like, had some of that, like a deeper part of me then. In a sense, I had to get out of my own way, you know, and dig a little deeper. And I felt like the response came from, you know, of the songs, even though it's not about anything like that. You saw the response, and it's different, you know.
You know, for a lot of people watching, obviously you bring them so much joy, but hearing this story, I think it's going to open a lot of eyes for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because with all of these circumstances, you could have quit, like you said.
Yeah.
But you chose not to. You chose not to stop. You chose not to settle.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's life, you know, and I think we all on this journey of discovery for ourselves, you know. So I just most of all, did you have a good time? You know, have a good time. You know.
But what advice would you give to people out there, you know, who may be at that crossroads that you were at, of like feeling frustrated in their job or relationship, whatever it may be, but you decided to keep going? Like, how did you choose to never stop and never settle?
You know, for me, I you know, I try to keep in touch with my voice inside. You know. sometimes you just need to sit silent and hear what your heart's saying, because usually it's right. Usually when you are frustrated and stuff, it's an indication that something needs to change, and you need to listen to what that is. And sometimes it requires you taking a little leap of faith here and there. But this is the journey we've chosen, you know, and I feel like we're always on that path that you're never settled, you know, you're always going to reach a space where, you know, something's got to give, you know. And for me, it's about keeping true to you, finding them quiet moments. I go in the bush a lot. I go, you know, I have my things that I do.
When you say the bush, do you mean the country?
I mean the actual jungle. Yeah.
What do you...
I go to hike, and you know, Trinidad has that accessibility to that.
Yeah.
You could be in the city, you could be in the jungle in 20 minutes, you know, by a waterfall, you know.
Yeah. And do you stay overnight in the jungle?
Sometimes.
Are you like Tarzan?
Well, no. Not exactly. Yeah. But you know, you gotta keep trotting. Keep trotting. Yeah.
You know, you found global recognition, which I'm so happy for you.
Bless it.
But I wonder, as a huge soca artist, do you feel like the genre has received the global recognition that it deserves?
You know, that's always the question.
Yeah.
I think that as any genre, we are finding ourselves as well. We're finding our space in the world. We're finding ways to apply the genre in different situations outside of Carnival, let's just say, and all the typical things. So it's a work in progress. So I wouldn't say I say we are getting the recognition.
Yeah.
But as what we deserve, I mean, I feel like it's according to what we do as well. We are a genre that has always been there. It's always been around. Everybody knows a Caribbean partner who knows soca music and knows the artist. It may not be on your TV screen or your main screen, you know. However, it's there, and it influences a lot of genres as well too. We've seen it in dancehall, we've seen it in reggaeton, we've seen it in Afrobeat, we've seen it in pop. It's there. People know what it is. So my thing is more about how do I show the world that this is also a color of paint to work with. Like, this is also a type of medium to use in your everyday. If you want to feel happy, or if you want to feel let go a little bit, this music could do that for you. Just as if I want to feel, you know, angry, or if I want to feel like a bad man, or I feel like, you know, like whatever it is, I know what, you know, songs are clothes, you know, you put on clothes. So I want to be able to show people how and when you could use calypso and you could use soca in your life, you know. So I feel like we still have to find what that is, and it's about making the world smaller in a lot of ways. Where we play, what we do, you know, how we sound, everything, you know. So I think we will be there, but we have to do a few things first. Meanwhile, people still whining and having and following, chasing carnivals around the world. And well, that's happening still, you know.
You've been to almost probably all the carnivals, right?
Yeah, and then some new ones coming up, you know. So,
do you have a favorite outside of Trinidad and Tobago? Because you can't say that answer.
Yeah, because Trinidad, oh God, we know Trinidad is the thing. I enjoy Jamaica Carnival.
Do you really?
I do.
Tell me why.
Jamaica is a vibe because I could experience Jamaica as well. You could do the soca scene, but you could do the dancehall scene and reggae scene too. So I like the fact that I could still be in a carnival, but still like go and check out a Capleton or you know, whoever else. It's different. Trinidad is, you know, 100% carnival is 100% calypso soca party. And, you know.
But Jamaica provides that extra
has a kind of variety that I like as well too.
Yeah. It seems like you love Jamaica.
I do. You're seeing it in my eyes then.
I can see it. Yeah. I'm also a little bit biased. I should say it. Like, I'm Jamaican. As you were saying, I'm just kind of edging you on.
Nah, it's a beautiful place, man. I think I really connect with that place, you know.
What about it?
I mean, everything, you know. It's just, it's so many different little worlds. Whether you're in the country, whether you're in Kingston, whether you're in the mountains. The food, the people, the music.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a lot. Like I'm always blown away by the fact that, yo, all of these songs were written here. All of these songs, all the Dennis Browns and the Bob Marleys and the Boujous and the, like, oh, wow, where did these songs come from? You know what I mean? So Nice place.
It's a source of inspiration for you.
Sure is. Every time.
Trust me. I wouldn't mind going back right now.
Yeah.
I know that you've worked with some really major artists. Nyla Blackman. We actually had her on the show just a few weeks ago. Amazing woman.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg, Shaggy, Wizkid.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all the artists you've worked with, who's really just, when you look back, you're like, I really enjoyed that experience?
There's been a few, definitely. But I have to say, Shaggy, doing this stuff with Shaggy was a great learning experience because, I mean, he's a wealth of knowledge and, of course, a veteran in it. The conversations were really good. I learned a lot. I got to meet Sting, one of my heroes.
Yeah.
And
what was that interaction like when you met him?
Just so he's just so cool and just so down to earth, and it was amazing to see that, like somebody on his level, just so grounded. It give you back faith too. You think that.
In terms of what?
No, it's just like you sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes. I don't know if you ever heard that saying.
Yeah.
And then so meeting him too was great because the fact is he was just a sweet guy, amazing person. And he stuck around for the show. He looked at us perform and was jamming at the side of the stage, and it was all good. It was such a great experience. So I really feel like Shaggy brought a different world to the mix. So it was great working with him. I mean, everybody. Yeah, we have moments,
But that one was just super memorable for you.
Yeah, definitely.
I know you're typically at Toronto Carnival.
Yes.
You're on the truck, you're giving people vibes and stuff like that. I always said, I've been to a few other carnivals, and I always wish that sometimes I feel like the people in Toronto or the people who come to experience Toronto Carnival don't understand the culture fully of it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I feel like there's work to be done in that aspect.
What do you think could make Toronto Carnival even better? Because it has the recipes to be one of the best in the world, doesn't it?
I think so. I really do. But I mean, what I would say is going to be applied to any carnival that's trying to do a carnival in a major city. I feel like you have to marry the city to the carnival, make it be viable so that people could come and look at a parade. So if we get into more of the mass aspect and the art in the streets, instead of just the party aspect of it, I feel like it will give people a reason to bring their kids out and bring somebody else and bring a friend and bring somebody to view something and get an aspect of something. But I feel like we've now focused a lot on just the revelry of it. And I don't think everybody could relate to that unless you're a part of it. You know what I mean? Some people can, but I feel like the balance needs to be shown. Because in Trinidad, yes, it's about partying, it's about, whining and drinking and getting on bad and then that. But it's also about steel pan, it's also about the art, it's also about the significance of it as a rebellion, It's a lot of rooted aspects that does not translate when you take it off of the show, So we need to find ways to do that in the city, I think. Whether it's New York, whether it's England, whether it's Toronto. We need to bring back that cultural aspect of it,
Because a lot of people who understand the historical significance of Carnival, they get really discouraged or disappointed when there's so many stormers, for example, or there's the lack of appreciation for all the work that goes into putting on this display of celebration.
We need to find ways to show what that is, and even if it's behind the scenes or even if it's to show what it represents. I think that needs to come into the fray, a lot more.
Maybe you can be the fixer here in Toronto.
Let's see what's up, you know what I mean?
I mean, you're making history. First Soca performer to perform at Budweiser Stage.
What? Give thanks.
What?
Give thanks.
Okay.
Give thanks. I was telling my brethren and them, from first time on a boat ride to Budweiser.
That's a big deal.
It is. And it's I'm really grateful for the genre and just for us to be able to showcase, on that stage,
Listen, we'll definitely be there on June 14th. But are you nervous?
It's some days. No, actually, no. I feel ready, and then I think as if we are ready for those stages. And I feel like Soca needs to be positioned in those places. So we're ready, and the people are ready too. It's time for us to celebrate. Our thing.
So what can people expect from the show?
We're celebrating 20 years as Kes The Band.
Jeez.
So of course it's gonna be the music, all the oldies and goldies, but as well too,
oldies and
goldies. But also, just really telling our story.
Yeah.
And as well Two, we of course have friends, friends along the way who are gonna be a part of it as well too. So it's gonna be, you know, it's just a beautiful concert that we're gonna be putting on from our hearts to you, you know.
Yeah.
Especially Toronto, as they played such an amazing role, you know, in our life.
Well, I think that's what makes me smile as a boy from Toronto. It's like to hear how the city has been so instrumental, you know, all these pivotal points in your career, and then here you are now making history in the city. Like, that's like, wow, that's a full circle moment.
It is a full circle moment. That's it definitely, and that was actually the name of our concert in Trinidad, Full Circle. You know, so this is serendipity. Nice, that's it. Good signs.
I also know you love to eat around the city.
Yes.
Do you have any restaurants that you really love?
No, I don't really hold on to names, you know, so much. You know, I just kind of like see what's new and what's good. Because, you know, there's always things popping up and disappearing and here and there. But I'm open to suggestions. So anybody who has, you know, just give me the recommendations and the link ups. Yeah, definitely.
Before I even get to my next food question, I have to ask you this because I asked Nyla this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should have, but I'm going to ask you as well.
Yeah.
So because obviously Soca, you wine to Soca, right?
Yeah.
And every country believes, you know, that their people wine the best.
Who believes that?
Well, there's some Guyanese people in this room. There's some Jamaicans in this room.
Right.
There's some Trinis in this room.
Right.
St. Vincent's in this room.
Right.
I mean,
who? Let me ask you something.
There's some Canadians in this room.
Who invented the word wine?
Ooh. Depends what type of wine you're talking about.
Where wine come from? Where I would know, but wine with respect to dancing. Where that come from?
You tell me.
Oh, Trinidad and Tobago. That is where it came from.
Okay.
So let me. You had a question. You had a question about the sweetest wine.
So which country gives the sweetest wine?
Man. We sing songs with our waistline, man. Like, listen, Trinidad is the sweetest wine. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. You know?
Yeah.
It ain't too hard. It ain't too soft.
Hey, it's BG, and I want to know, what do you think about what you just watched? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below, but also make sure to check out even more great content like this video and this video over here. And if you haven't subscribed to the Brandon Gona Show, do so right now by clicking this button right here.